expected. All right? Now think about that for a second. All right? You actually made it through the screening process of being interviewed by this person who on paper you are the best person for them. Now what you have to do with these next tips and tricks that I'll show you soon is that how you can able to get that perfect job and hear the words that everybody wants to hear. You are hired for this position. You are the best qualified person. When can you start? And tonight we'll be talking about these things. All right? So verifying your skills. So they're going to be asking you questions about what is on your CV. You are going to be telling them verbally why you are the person that they need for this position. All right? And last but not least, interpersonal skills. Right? Now, interpersonal skills is nobody wants anybody that doesn't like people to work for them, right? People like to have people who work for them that they're going to get along with, because they are interviewing a possible person that they are going to be stuck with from 5 to 10 to 15 years into the future. And this is very important. So this is where the psychological part comes into play. I will also, in the near future, go over questions that's being asked normally in an interview, the random ones, but also you have to remember when you are being asked a certain number of questions, no question is just for free, all right, for no reason. When an interviewer is asking you a question, they want to know why. You have to think, why is this person asking me this question? What possible answer can I give him or her to make them believe that I am the best person suitable for this position? All right? And you have to have a personality. If you don't have a personality, nobody's going to hire you. You could be the best qualified person, but nobody wants to be stuck with somebody like that. All right? Which brings us to our point. My next slide, actually. Types of interviews. Now, as you can see, there are various types of interviews. Screening interviews, sequential interviews. Now, sequential interviews is actually interesting way for big companies, and these are basically for companies that is hiring for higher up positions. So your CEOs, your directors, your general managers of companies, things like that, they would hold sequential interviews. And all a sequential interview is basically it. You have a number of interviews in a row. So from 9 to 10, you talk with this person, from 10 to 11 with this person, so on and so on and so on. And these type of interviews normally last for about 8 hours, 6 to 8 hours, depending on what position you're going for, obviously. And they can be very daunting and very exhausting, but it's very, very effective. All right, group interviews, very easy to understand that. Stress interviews and performance interviews. Now, these are the type of interviews, once again, for more higher up positions. They want to know how you manage stress, how you handle yourself when you are faced under a stressful situation. Like all our jobs, right? We have good days, you have bad days. What do you do when you have the bad days, all right? How do you handle yourself? What happens? And this is where these type of interviews comes into play, all right? There's testing, there's computer-assisted interviews, mealtime interviews, and out-of-town interviews. Now, these are the ones that I get typically called for a lot, because what happens nowadays is that Lithuania, because it's so perfectly situated where you are in Europe, is that they have either a lot of business now with the East or the West. I'm the person you talked about, the West. This is where this comes in. How you are going to be able to handle yourself when being asked a question or a bunch of questions in the form of an interview in English. How will you be able to handle that? If you don't know an answer, how you can manage that. Phrases, things you can do that can make you sound perfectly, and this is where the word effective comes in. Saying something one way, and that's it. Doing everything effectively, all right? So those are the type of out-of-town interviews, all right? Now, I remember 2 or 3 weeks ago, I had one of my clients, and she was actually interviewing for an international company, of course, and the company was based out of Sweden. So I had to work with her and just to see how she got it. And funny enough, no, actually, she worked hard, she got the position. It was about a 2-3 week interview.